Top 10 foods you should never eat for healthy kidneys. Many people think kidney damage only comes from things like too much salt or diabetes. But did you know there are foods you eat every day that are silently damaging your kidneys without you even knowing? These common foods might surprise you. Today we're going to talk about a topic that might change the way you view what you eat every day. The top 10 foods that are silently damaging your kidneys. And don't think this is just about salt or sugar. These foods are very stealthy. They can harm your kidneys in ways you don't feel until it's too late. But don't worry, I'll explain everything from the most common culprits to some surprising foods you won't believe. Let's start with number 10 on this list. You'll be shocked to learn it's something you might be eating every day. Number 10, high sodium foods. We all know that processed foods are packed with sodium, but here's the twist. It's not just the salt that's the problem. It's the lack of potassium that makes the sodium so harmful. Let me explain. When you consume a lot of processed foods, things like canned soups, frozen meals, or fast food, you're taking in a huge amount of sodium, but without the potassium to balance it out. Potassium plays a crucial role in helping your body maintain the right fluid balance, and it works hand in hand with sodium to keep things in check. When there's too much sodium and not enough potassium, your kidneys are forced to work extra hard to filter all that excess sodium from your body. This leads to fluid retention, which causes your blood pressure to rise. Over time, this constant pressure puts strain on your blood vessels, and eventually it can lead to serious damage to the delicate blood vessels in your kidneys. Now, before you start worrying that you can never have a little salt again, take a breath. The key here is balance. Salt in itself isn't inherently bad for you. It's all about how much and what it's paired with. If you're mindful of getting enough potassium in your diet, the sodium won't be nearly as dangerous. So instead of reaching for more processed snacks, try loading up on potassium-rich foods like leafy greens, bananas, or sweet potatoes. These foods can help restore the balance, giving your kidneys a break and allowing them to do their job without the added stress. Remember, it's all about balance and being conscious of what goes into your body, so don't panic. Just start making those healthier choices today. Your kidneys will thank you in the long run. Number 9, coffee creamers. Now, we all love our coffee, right? There's nothing quite like that morning cup to get the day started. But here's the thing. Coffee creamers might not be as innocent as they seem. In fact, those creamers you pour into your cup aren't even real cream. They're often packed with chemicals and artificial additives that can actually harm your kidneys over time. Sounds a bit shocking, doesn't it? These creamers may contain ingredients like titanium dioxide, which is a substance used to whiten and stabilize things like paints and cosmetics. Then there are artificial colors and flavors that are designed to mimic the taste and texture of real cream, but in reality, they can mess with the structural integrity of your kidney tissue. Over time, these chemicals can cause damage that isn't immediately noticeable, but it builds up. One of the most concerning effects is the potential for protein to start showing up in your urine. This is a sign that your kidneys are under stress and starting to lose their ability to filter properly. And the scariest part? This damage can happen silently without any obvious signs or symptoms until it's too late. So before you mindlessly reach for that bottle of coffee creamer tomorrow morning, it might be worth thinking twice. If you're looking to make a healthier choice for your kidneys, consider switching to a more natural option. Maybe real cream or even almond milk. Something that won't load your body with chemicals that your kidneys have to work overtime to process. Your kidneys are working hard every day to keep you healthy, so why not help them out a little? Just a small change in your daily habits can make a big difference in the long run. Number 8, alcohol. We all know alcohol isn't exactly a health booster, but here's something that might surprise you. It's actually a direct threat to your kidneys. I'm sure you've heard about the dehydration that comes with drinking, but it's important to understand exactly how that affects your kidneys. When you drink alcohol, it causes dehydration, and dehydration is a big problem for your kidneys. Why? Well, your kidneys need plenty of fluid to do their job, which is to filter out waste and toxins from your body. When you're dehydrated, the kidneys don't have enough fluid to work with, and they struggle to filter properly. This puts extra stress on them, and over time, that can lead to serious kidney damage. But wait, there's more. Alcohol doesn't just dehydrate you, it also causes something called uric acid buildup. Uric acid is a byproduct of alcohol metabolism, and it forms tiny sharp crystals that are pretty damaging to your body. These crystals can harm tissue and even form kidney stones. The worst part? These crystals are really sharp, like little glass shards, and they can cause intense pain if they build up in your kidneys. And here's the kicker. It's not just the alcohol on its own that's the issue. When you mix alcohol with other things like sugar, artificial sweeteners, or other chemicals, you're looking at a whole new level of stress for your kidneys. Sugar and artificial sweeteners can increase the production of uric acid even more, causing even more crystals to form and putting even more pressure on your kidneys. The combined effect of all these substances together makes it way harder for your kidneys to do their job, increasing your risk of kidney stones, tissue damage, and even long-term kidney disease. So next time you're thinking about that drink, consider what it's really doing to your body, especially your kidneys. If you want to keep your kidneys healthy, moderation is key, and it might be a good idea to go easy on the sugary cocktails or those sugary mixers. The more we know about what we put into our bodies, the better choices we can make. And that's something your kidneys will thank you for later. Number 7, green smoothies. This one might catch you off guard, green smoothies. A lot of people think these are the ultimate healthy choice. But here's the thing. Some of the common ingredients in them, like spinach, almonds, and beets, are actually packed with oxalates. Now, you've probably never heard of oxalates, but they can be a pretty big problem if you're consuming too many of them. When oxalates build up in your system, they can form tiny crystals, and over time, those crystals can develop into kidney stones. The scary part is, oxalates can sneak up on you in the most unsuspecting foods, especially in those super healthy smoothies. So why do oxalates matter? Well, it all comes down to how your body handles them. For some people, their microbiome, essentially the community of good bacteria in their gut, can break down oxalates just fine. But for others, if your microbiome isn't strong enough to handle them, those oxalates can slip through and end up causing real problems, like kidney stones. It's almost like a ticking time bomb, where the damage is happening silently, and you don't even realize it until the symptoms show up. But hold on, don't panic just yet. There are ways to make green smoothies much safer for your kidneys. The key is balance. If you mix in enough calcium, magnesium, and citrate, like lemon juice, you can actually bind to the oxalates and help flush them out of your system before they do any harm. Think of it like neutralizing the threat before it has a chance to cause damage. By adding foods rich in calcium and magnesium, you're essentially blocking the oxalates from being absorbed into your bloodstream and kidneys. And that lemon juice, it's got citric acid, which can help break down the crystals and prevent kidney stones from forming. So don't give up on your green smoothies completely, but be mindful of the ingredients you're throwing in there. Make sure you're balancing those oxalates with foods that will protect your kidneys and give your body the best chance to process them properly. A little adjustment can go a long way in keeping your kidneys safe and healthy. Number 6, artificial sweeteners. We've all been told that artificial sweeteners are a healthier alternative to sugar, right? But here's the truth. These so-called sugar substitutes are actually a nightmare for your kidneys. You've probably heard of aspartame, sucralose, and acesulfame potassium, and if you're like most people, you might think they're harmless. After all, they're marketed as being sugar-free, so they must be safe, right? Unfortunately, that couldn't be further from the truth. These artificial sweeteners are incredibly harmful to your kidneys, and they can cause more damage than you might realize. Let's start with aspartame, the most commonly used artificial sweetener. When it breaks down in your body, it turns into methanol, which is a type of alcohol, and then it breaks down even further into formaldehyde, a chemical that's actually used in embalming. Yes, you heard that right, embalming fluid. Imagine putting that in your body every time you have a sugar-free soda or a low-calorie snack. Not only is formaldehyde toxic to your kidneys, but it's also harmful to other organs and tissues as well. Next up, we've got sucralose and acesulfame potassium, two other popular artificial sweeteners that are just as bad. These sweeteners are toxic to kidney cells and can impair the kidney's ability to filter waste properly. The more you consume them, the harder it becomes for your kidneys to do their job. Over time, this can lead to kidney damage, and the effects are often gradual, meaning you might not feel the harm until it's already too late. So, while these sweeteners might be marketed as sugar-free and better for you, the reality is that they come with a hefty price tag for your kidneys. It's easy to get sucked into the idea that they're harmless, and especially when they're in so many diet products. But when you take a step back and look at what they're actually doing to your body, it's clear they're anything but healthy. If you really care about your kidneys and your long-term health, it might be time to ditch the artificial sweeteners and find healthier, more natural ways to satisfy your sweet tooth. Your kidneys will thank you in the long run. Before we continue, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any useful videos. If you have any questions or want to share your concerns about kidney health, please leave a comment below this video. I'd love to hear your opinions and will try my best to answer them all. Now let's continue. Number 5. Processed meats. Protein. Itself isn't the villain here. It's the processed meats that can really do a number on your kidneys. Now I know many people love their deli meats, bacon, sausages, and hot dogs, but the truth is, these foods are loaded with chemicals and preservatives that can cause serious harm over time. Things like nitrates, phosphates, and advanced glycation, end products, AGEs, are all common in processed meats, and they put a huge strain on your kidneys. These substances are not only hard for your body to process, but they also lead to inflammation and oxidative stress, which is the kind of damage that can sneak up on you and compromise kidney function. When you eat processed meats, you're basically piling on a bunch of artificial additives and preservatives that your kidneys have to filter out. And trust me, these preservatives are not doing your kidneys any favors. In fact, they can disrupt your kidney's ability to filter toxins, which can result in kidney damage over time. Now, I'm not saying you have to completely give up your favorite deli sandwich or your weekend hot dog. We all deserve a little indulgence, right? But the key is moderation. If you're eating these processed meats every day or even a few times a week, that's where the problem lies. On the flip side, a lean cut of steak or grilled chicken breast doesn't come with the same risks. These natural proteins don't contain the same harmful chemicals, and your kidneys don't have to work nearly as hard to process them. So while protein is essential for your body's repair and growth, it's the processed meats that really cause a headache for your kidneys. If you want to keep your kidneys healthy and functioning well, try cutting back on those deli meats and hot dogs and focus on whole, unprocessed protein sources. Your kidneys will thank you in the long run, and you'll feel better overall too. Number 4. Phosphate-laden foods. Phosphates are essential minerals that your body needs for bone health and other important functions, but not all phosphates are created equal. The problem arises with the kind of phosphates you find in processed foods, things like fast food, sodas, and frozen meals. These are not the natural phosphates that your body can easily process. Instead, they're inorganic phosphates, which are much harder for your kidneys to filter out. The more processed foods you consume, the more of these dangerous phosphates your body absorbs. Over time, they can start to build up in your kidneys, arteries, and even in your bones. Here's where it gets concerning. When your kidneys try to filter out these excessive phosphates, they get overburdened. It's like trying to clean up a mess that just keeps getting bigger and bigger. The kidneys become stressed, and eventually this can lead to something called renal osteodystrophy. Essentially, this is when the kidneys start to harden from the inside, causing them to lose their ability to function properly. The hardening process can also affect the blood vessels in your kidneys, which can make it even harder for your kidneys to do their job of filtering waste and maintaining a healthy balance of fluids and electrolytes. This isn't just a minor issue. It's a major concern for long-term kidney health. So while phosphates are necessary for your body, the kind found in processed foods are a whole different story. They're doing more harm than good. If you want to protect your kidneys, it's a good idea to cut back on fast food, sugary sodas, and those frozen meals that are loaded with these harmful additives. Stick to whole, natural foods that don't come with these risky chemicals, and your kidneys will thank you for it. The less processed food you eat, the less you're stressing out your kidneys, and the better you'll feel overall. Number 3, NSAIDs, painkillers. We all know those over-the-counter painkillers, ibuprofen, naproxen, and other NSAIDs. They're the go-to solution when you've got a headache, muscle pain, or even just a little soreness. But what you might not realize is that these painkillers, while helpful in the short term, can be a serious threat to your kidneys if you're using them regularly. Here's the thing. NSAIDs reduce blood flow to your kidneys, which means they don't get the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay healthy and do their job properly. And when the kidneys don't have enough blood flow, it makes it harder for them to filter toxins and waste products from your body. Over time, this can lead to kidney damage, which can be a huge problem down the road. Now, I'm not saying you should avoid these painkillers altogether, but if you find yourself reaching for them often, you need to be aware of the risks. Every time you take an NSAID, you're putting extra strain on your kidneys. It's kind of like running your car with low oil levels. At first, it might seem fine, but eventually it's going to cause some serious damage. If you rely on painkillers regularly, you're essentially increasing the concentration of toxins in your body, making it harder for your kidneys to filter them out. And that can lead to long-term damage and even chronic kidney problems if you're not careful. If you're someone who deals with chronic pain or discomfort, it's really important to talk to your doctor about finding a solution that doesn't put your kidneys at risk. You don't want to rely on these medications too much, especially if there are alternative treatments or lifestyle changes that could help reduce your pain without harming your kidneys. Your kidneys are vital to your overall health, so taking care of them should always be a priority. And remember, moderation is key when it comes to any medication, even those that seem harmless. Your body and your kidneys will thank you in the long run. Number 2, seed oils. Let's talk about something that many of us use daily without a second thought. Seed oils like soybean oil, canola oil, and corn oil. You'll find these oils everywhere, from your favorite processed snacks to fast food. And they're often considered the go-to oils for cooking. But here's the problem. These oils are highly processed and can be loaded with something called aldehydes. And while it may sound complicated, aldehydes are essentially toxic compounds that can seriously damage the cells in your kidneys. You see, your kidneys are full of tiny blood vessels and filtration membranes that work around the clock to filter out waste and toxins from your body. When you consume too much of these seed oils, the aldehydes they contain can wreak havoc on these tiny, delicate structures. Over time, this constant damage can add up, and you could find yourself at risk for developing chronic kidney disease. It's not something that happens overnight, but the impact is real and gradual. Think about it. Every time you cook with these oils or eat processed foods that contain them, you're contributing to kidney damage without even realizing it. These oils get into your system and slowly start breaking down the glomeruli, which are those tiny blood vessels in the kidneys that are essential for proper filtration. When that happens, the kidneys can't function as efficiently, and you're at a higher risk for kidney problems in the long run. Now, I'm not saying you need to completely avoid cooking oils or go oil-free, but what I am suggesting is that you consider alternatives. Instead of reaching for that bottle of vegetable oil, try switching to healthier options like olive oil, avocado oil, or coconut oil. These oils are far less processed and come with much better benefits for your health, including your kidneys. You don't need to make a drastic change overnight, but making small, healthier choices can go a long way in protecting your kidneys and your overall health. So next time you're cooking up a meal, remember to think twice about the oil you're using. Your kidneys will thank you. Number 1, sugar. Let's talk about sugar. It's in everything we eat these days, and while we know it's not great for us, the real trouble starts when we're talking about high fructose corn syrup. This sweetener, found in everything from sugary drinks to processed snacks, is far more damaging than regular sugar. When you consume fructose, it doesn't just raise your blood sugar, it goes straight to your liver. There, it's processed into something called uric acid. And this is where things start to get really concerning for your kidneys. Uric acid is no friend to your kidneys. In fact, it forms sharp crystals that can build up over time, causing serious damage to kidney tissue. Think of these crystals as little shards of glass. They're abrasive and can cause significant harm when they build up in the delicate structures of your kidneys. As you continue to consume high fructose corn syrup in sugary drinks, sweetened coffee, and those tempting processed snacks, you're giving your kidneys more and more of these damaging crystals to deal with. Over time, this constant onslaught of uric acid can lead to kidney stones, which we all know can be incredibly painful. But the damage doesn't stop there. Chronic exposure to high fructose corn syrup can result in scarring of the kidney tissue, impairing its ability to filter waste effectively. This long-term damage can eventually lead to kidney failure if the problem is left unchecked. It's easy to overlook just how much sugar and high fructose corn syrup are affecting your kidneys because the damage is often gradual. But the truth is, every sugary drink or processed snack you consume adds up, and your kidneys are the ones that bear the brunt of it. So if you really care about your kidney health, it's time to start paying closer attention to what you're consuming. Try cutting back on sugary beverages, opting for unsweetened coffee, and reducing your intake of processed snacks. Your kidneys will thank you, and you'll be doing your body a huge favor in the long run. It's all about making smarter, healthier choices before it's too late. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Wait, I eat a lot of those foods. Is it too late to make changes? Well, let me give you some good news. It's never too late to start taking care of your kidneys. No matter where you're starting from, small changes can make a big difference. By cutting out or reducing some of these kidney-damaging foods, you can significantly lighten the load on your kidneys and even give them a chance to heal. You don't need to go cold turkey, but how about making some smarter, more mindful choices? Like swapping processed foods for whole, nutrient-dense options, cutting back on sugary drinks, and choosing healthy fats over those nasty seed oils. It doesn't have to be an all-or-nothing approach. Small steps can lead to big positive changes. Remember, your kidneys are working nonstop to filter out toxins and keep you healthy. It's time to give them the support they need to keep doing their job right. They deserve that extra bit of care. If this video helped you learn something new, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss another life-saving tip. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.